Evening all, and welcome to episode 74 of Kerbalism. So, with our minmus base pretty much complete and just waiting for that extra craft to get over there, I thought it's about time we kicked our tourism off into high gear, and we're doing that with this. This is a taxi. Not just a normal taxi, this is a nuclear powered taxi. We have a contract to take John Locke Kerman and Lubald Kerman on a tour of the KSC. One of them unlocks the casino, one unlocks the space hotel or academy, I'm not sure which, but I thought we'd do both of them at the same time in my lovely little taxi here. So let's drive over, turn the reaction wheels off on it, and we'll go and pick them up. And here we are, ready to pick up John Locke? John Locke. Can't focus on object we don't own. Why is that? Well, the standard keys work. So, John Locke, around you go. Extend the ladder. And, oh, that didn't go according to plan. Climb up, and then in you get. Welcome on board, John Locke. Now we drive over to the other side of the mission control building. You very rarely actually visit. Well, you obviously visit a lot. You click on it and go to it, but it's not one you actually really pay a lot of attention to. Lubald, up you get. And in you go. Okay, our two brave Kerbals are on board. So, what exactly have we got to do? We need to tour everywhere. So, first one is the spaceplane hangar. So let's go there. And from there it was just a very simple case of driving around the KSC. Past the spaceplane hangar, onto the admin building, through the astronaut complex, around research and development, and on to the VAB. So I've driven around the VAB a fair bit, and I'm a little confused as to where this waypoint might actually be. I did think it was on top of the VAB, but on the map you actually have the target markers, and I've targeted the one for the VAB, and it's apparently that way. So I'm going to travel that way and see what it means. It's apparently here. Oh, there we go, complete. Okay, I'm sure I've driven past that many times before, but I guess my driving isn't as good as I thought. So, one more to go, the tracking centre, and I don't know whether it's auto switch targets. No, it has not, but this shouldn't be too difficult. Strange, I did think that was going to be on the roof with that one, but guess I was wrong. So we are here at the tracking station. We've got a... Oh, that's probably for the VAB again. Activate navigation for the tracking centre. Is there, right there. There we are. The investor tour is complete. We have opened both those contracts there, so let's deliver the Kerbals back to where we left them. Where we picked them up from, sorry. And we can then have a look at kicking off this space tourism. The casino apparently makes lots of money, and money was something I was kind of struggling with. And the hotel allows you to recruit Kerbals, I think, or maybe the hotel's just for money as well. I know there's an academy, so I'm not really sure what that entails, but we shall find out. Down Main Street and park ourselves up and bonk. There we go. Okay, so welcome back. And there we go, we got all the money back from that. 113,000 funds, but very important, I wanted to recover the fusion reactor because of the fission reactor, because they're expensive. But yeah, that was done. Our two people there didn't gain anything because, well, we drove around the KSC. Wow. However, now in Tourism Plus, we have build a hotel, build a space casino. So, we need a whole lot of crew capacity, some transmitters, and good power storage. Gives us 603,000, nearly 604,000 credits to complete that, and the casino gives us 1.5 million. However, casino is a bit mad because it needs space for 100 Kerbals, lights, antennae, 4 asteroids. 4 asteroids. We've got one. So yeah, I think that would be a case of just having a giant plus symbol and attaching asteroids to each end of it. That's probably how that's going to work there. Okay, so apparently we can do the investor tour again. How strange. Bring tourists to the hotel and bring tourists to the casino. I remember reading somewhere the casino makes more money than the hotel, but the hotel is easier to build, obviously. We can do both. We'll do both. But I think we might look at a hotel. But I think first we'll have a look at finishing the minmus space, doing the bits up there to make sure we're getting some fuel down. And maybe have a look at sending something off to another planet. I'm not sure what transfer windows are currently coming up. Well, a quick look in Kerbal alarm clock tells me Moho and Eve are coming up in 70-ish days. Duna's a long way off, 2 years. Dres is almost a year. Jewel and Elu, oh no, sorry, because there's 400 days in a year, isn't there? So no, Dres is under a year. And Jewel and Elu are about a year. So we've got a while left yet. I would be interested in sending some more probe. We've gone to Moho once with a probe, but now we've got lots more science. I would also like to send something to Eve because we've not been it. So yeah, that's something to keep in order. I'm going to add an alarm for both of those, I think. To Eve. Oh, good. And we will build some science satellites, maybe some ScanSat ones as well, and send them to Kerbin. Well, yeah, we can send them to Kerbin, but yeah. We'll send them to Eve and Moho and get loads more science for that because we've only got a few things left to unlock here. There's not a great deal left to do in this tech tree now. We've got some performance parts there, which gives us these argon tanks and things. We've got some big rover wheels, and that's the attachable landing gear. That can be landing gear or wheels, so that's quite useful. We also got some more fuel tanks and engines and things here. Ion engines is definitely something I'd be interested in. It's a shame we can't really get that before sending the probes over, because yeah, argons and iron is really, really good for long range stuff. New probe calls? Interseed Station Core. Command core. Oh, right, okay, does weird things. Obviously we've got the robot things unlocked there. And wow, mega battery. Many things that I've never seen before. Curved solar arrays and things. So yeah, we've got lots of things. Also, these I'd like to unlock, like the whiplash of it, so we can get into space planes. That would be quite cool, I think. Many parts there for building funky looking stations. So yeah, right. So I think sending a probe to even Moho is our next Call of Duty. Well, our next not Call of Duty, that's a weird thing to say in Kerbal Space Program. Our next things to do. Eve is not really something you want to land on. Moho can be landed on, so although it's a little bit squiff on its things, but yeah, I think we'll go there. We'll send all the bits and pieces. Has oceans, right? No kind of atmosphere. Okay, so yeah, we'll that's what we'll do next. We'll get the things done. There's 70 days off yet, so we've got a while yet. We'll get the minmus base finished and start that producing some decent fuel, and then look at building something there to do it, as well as a space station in orbit. We need to do that. Might as well be a space hotel, because why not? We can do it all in one go. So, what do we exactly need for a space hotel? Let's have a look-see here. Build a space hotel. It needs to have an antenna. It needs 4 antennas. It needs 2 docking ports, at least 50 crew, 20,000 electric charge, and it needs to be in orbit. Above 350,000 meters. Right. Well, luckily in orbit we currently have our rocket part factory, which has got lots of rocket parts, so it can build things in space. I'm thinking, I'm not sure how many parts it's got on there to actually build things, but I'm thinking that might probably be the way to sort of go. So let's have a look, see what we need to build to actually fulfill this. The 50 crew, that's going to be the big part. And here we are launching what kind of looks like a giant silver missile. It is a rocket, obviously. Missile's a rocket anyway, but nope, it's a standard one. That silver edging is a fairing, a new one that I discovered. I don't know what mod it comes from. I shall check. But yeah, essentially putting it at the bottom of the rocket allows me to just cover the whole thing, and it looks really cool. So I'm going to be doing that a fair bit, I think, actually, because yeah. There has been quite a bit of time between the last segment of the video and this one. Not in Kerbal, that's been the same, but in real life it's been well over a week, and that's because I fell into a terrible trap. The trap of, not only do I want this space station hotel thing to operate really well, I want it to look good. And to do that, I had to go hunting for some parts that didn't really fit. I wanted to have a biosphere, or several biospheres, and I couldn't find one. I couldn't build one with what I had already, I should say. So I went out to look for it, and I found a mod called Civilian Population, which allows you to hire tourists, I think, or hire civilians to do things. I'm not sure about the mod. To be honest with you, I saw the biospheres, I went, that's exactly what I want. I stuck them in the game. I spent 2 or 3 evenings trying to get it working with Kerbalism, and now it does, and I think you'll like the results, because what I've got to build looks fantastic. It is expensive. It's going to be pretty much all of our funds, but it's definitely going to be worth it. This rocket isn't part of that station, however. It's actually going to go up to meet our rocket and metal storage that's currently in orbit, to give it some more rocket parts, because there's a segment of the station which I've welded together to become one part, which is just a giant fuel tank essentially, but it's too big to lift off from Kerbal. It's not aerodynamic, it's not bad. It looks good, but it doesn't really work to do it, so it's got to be in orbit. And I thought, well, I'm going to use up all the rocket parts up there to do that, and then transfer it out to where it needs to go. So that's the first part, getting this to that, getting it plugged into it, and telling our place up there to build the first segment. So, we're here at our rocket facility, but I've made a small mistake. This craft has no way of docking with this one. I didn't put the right docking adapter on there. The only one I've got on there is the construction port, and that's there for another reason later, but you'll see that they don't actually connect to the standard ones. So, yeah. I do think that this port that's on the top, however, does connect to the standard ones, although I'm pretty sure that's upside down. But what I'm thinking of doing is turn this craft around and sending Bob out. No, not Bob. Sending Milma out, and she can take that off and put it on the back there. It's gonna float a bit. Nah. I'm just hoping that docks with one of these. If not, we'll go and grab one of them, and then we can transfer our rocket parts across, and we can start building big. And there we go, one floating adapter. So let's I'll show right here, Milma, actually. Repair the RCS. Go down. I believe there is also an antenna that requires fixing. Yep, there it is. Oh. Repair antenna. Our power kick did the trick. And there's one other thing that's broken, but that's completely gone, so we'll have to ignore that one. Oh, there's a couple of solar panels down there as well, but well, we'll ignore that for the minute. Just grab onto that, and in you get. Okay, so now we have to do is go down here and try and dock with that down there. Well, it looks like the magnets are doing their job, so maybe this is going to work. It's slowly pushing the craft around, I think. Yes, there we go. And we have a link. And apparently we have no nitrogen. Oh, now we do have nitrogen. Okay. Right, and straight away we're getting some overheating. That's expected. Let's extend all these out here. That's expected because I think that will be instantly transferring the heat from this reactor, which is running obviously a bit higher. Apparently we've completely used our nitrogen up. That's interesting. I wonder why that is. Oh well, not really a problem, let's be honest. So, we want to transfer things over. As I was saying, this reactor is obviously a damn sight bigger and doing a lot more. And you'll see why I put that on there again after we built the craft here. But yeah, those little panels obviously will not do a good job of doing that. So yep, if I pop them over to this panel here, we should be fine. I could probably turn off this reactor actually. Yeah, I think I'll deactivate that. I'm not sure why I left that running. If I'm honest, I should have probably disabled that a long time ago, and just left this being solar panelled because, well, it doesn't really need anything. It's got no crew on it. So anyway, let's transfer the rocket parts over. Actually, no, let's not bother. That's not important. Now, what I was going to do was build off one of these ports here, but I've just kind of thought, well, I build off that one there. That's probably safer. And I'm so glad those panels can clip through each other without doing any damage, because I didn't think about that. Yeah. Right. so let's build from this one, shall we? Apparently we can't register docking port. Okay, so we can't build from construction ports. They don't work with simple construction. So we'll build off of this one here and hope there's enough space there. I'm sure it will be. Show UI. Select craft. And there we go. As you can see, we need 26,217.6 rocket parts, and we've got 27,000. There wasn't enough on this. There was about 25,000, I think it was. So that's why I had to bring up the extra 2 pods with rocket parts in. So yeah, it wasn't 25. It was less. But, yeah, there was just not enough. Literally, just it was only sort of a couple of hundred less. But yeah. So here we are. Let us build this. As you see, it's going to take 12 days. This is big, and all will be revealed in 12 days. But for now, the sun has set. So let's send up the other parts of the station, or one of the many parts. And here we go with our next silver-sided rocket. This one has a slight bulge in it because this contains the core to our new station. So it's got to fit everything in there. There is a slight issue that we've got. The contract says that we have to put the hotel above 350 kilometers. Between 250 and 1,000 kilometers, you've got the radiation belt. So I need to go above that. The drawback to it is that because of the way the radiation belts actually work, because they come from the sun across, they're thin in one place and thick in another, and you could set your orbit up to be fine, but then when the planet rotates around the sun, it messes it up. So trying to find a good medium is a little awkward. I've gone for 1,100,000 kilometers, so meters, sorry, not kilometers. Well, that'd be a long way. So yeah, hopefully that'll put us in between the 2 radiation belts and not cause any major problems for our Kerbals. We have got lots of shielding, so it shouldn't really be an issue anyway, but I just didn't want them to come back glowing more green than they already are. So, what's under the fairing? Let's have a look, shall we? I love the way they break away. Yes, under here we have a very simple core, nothing major, apart from this thing here. This is from the population, not population, what's it called? This mod here. Civilian population. I will remember that eventually. Yeah, this is from that mod there. It's a habitat. It's essentially apartments, a small apartment complex. Not sure actually how many Kerbals go there. It deals with civilians differently to Kerbals. They're not actual something you control. They're just something that's there, and they will pay to live in space. So that does not actually help us at all for our contract. It's got no seats in it, and therefore it's not really valid for it. We will have some other bits coming up with seats on, but more importantly, we've got our 4 antennas. We've got 6 of them, 7 in fact, because there's one back here as well. So yeah, that I'm probably going to activate a relay. I don't know why, but yeah, a little control pod, and yeah, construction ports. 6 construction ports around the center column there, and they're all for something very, very important. Obviously, this needs to be expanded, so let's get it up to where it needs to go, because we're not quite there yet. We're this side of the belt, and we want to be that side of it. High above Kerbal, here we are, 1.1 million meters away. I'm not sure why that says 1099 and that says 1.1, but we'll go with Kerbal Engineer. So yeah, we're up here. We are above the radiation belt. There is a small problem of an asteroid. He's also on this orbit and heading the opposite direction. So we might have to divert that at some point because it's possibly going to cause either an exciting flyby or a devastating flyby. Not really sure which one yet. I'm going to deactivate that engine because I know if I don't, I will blow up and do something wrong. And we're going to point ourselves up. And there we are. The first part of our base is complete. What do we have here? We need 50 crew and we need at least 20,000 units of electricity. We've only got 10,000 on this. Because that was something else that I wanted to point out that I had completely missed. These octo-girder modular trusses that I'm not entirely sure what mod they come from. I think near future. I didn't know that in the build menu, in the VAB, you could cycle through different versions of them. They can store all sorts of things, liquid fuel and hydrogen and all sorts of stuff. And yeah, I didn't know that. So this one stores lots of electricity and lots of monopropellant. So that's quite useful. I just did not know that was there at all. Didn't have a clue. Yeah, so for the minute, those solar panels will keep that running. There's no Kerbals on it. It's completely automated. But we will be sending other things up. And that's where these construction ports come in quite important. But that's going to be something for the next episode. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I do hope to see you again in the next one. Until then, of course, have fun.